All right, what's up you guys? This is Devin with Century Effects Studios, back with another video. And today we are talking about this monster of a product. This is the Flashpoint XP 1200 or 1200B head thing. It's an extension for your Flashpoint Explorer 600s. You get two Flashpoint Explorer 600s. You beam them up with this cord. So you plug in one to one side of the cord and another to another side of the cord. And then you plug it, and then it goes up to this head right here where you have a 1200 watt second bulb inside of here with a modifier. And then you have these two bags down here kind of dangling off the side. Now, at first I thought this was a good product to get because you can now take two heads or two Flashpoint Explorer 600s and theoretically make 1200 watt seconds of light, which is double the amount of power. Now, if I was in a situation where I needed to overpower the sun or something like that, this would be perfect. I can use all my bonus mount modifiers for the Flashpoint Explorer 600. I got two of them, and all I have to do is plug two of them into this unit, therefore giving me double the power, right? Not exactly. Okay, so the first thing you need to understand is when you have such a long cable like this, it's what, I don't know, 10 plus feet. When you have a long cable like this, any kind of long run of cabling will actually diminish the amount of power being transported through it at any given moment of time. So when I go to flash, I'm not actually getting 1200 watt seconds. I'm getting a little bit less than that, quite a bit less than that. And one of the main reasons is because I wanted to get this because of the power. The power output, having the ability to get 1200 watt seconds without having to buy this extremely big head or extremely big unit with this big power pack, lugging it around and stuff like that. But it seems as though I'm doing the same thing here. Now you can get other modifiers and put this on here. Yeah, this is lighter weight, so this head is lighter weight. So if you need to have a hair light, a background light, or something that needed to be suspended over your modeler talent, this will be perfect for it. If it was in the studio standing still, this might even be even more perfect for it. You have these two lights that you probably won't have in use. Keep them charged, keep them in these little bags here, and then you can utilize it. But as you can see already, and it's not the most durable system, so to speak. Give me 1 second. Oh, jeez. It's not the most durable situation because you got your lights, your expensive lights, you got your cords, you got your flash tubes. Your flash tubes have to be taken out of the units to be able to put the flash, I want to say the flash plug-in in here. And then you gotta keep up with the flash tubes, make sure the flash tubes don't get broken. They don't give you actual flash tube cases for your 600 flash tubes. And then you have the 1200 watt second flash tube, in which is double the price of a 600 watt second flash tube. Therein lies another liability, because if you drop them once, that's $300 worth of flash tubes, in which you gotta replace just because you were trying to utilize this. This is really a system that's designed to stay like it is in a studio. It's not meant to be walking around with your flash points out on location, out in the park, or anything like that. It is not a durable system. I'm very surprised that Flashpoint and Godox, or Godox by extension, didn't come up with some kind of latching system that latches onto your light stand and allows you to plug in your 600s all in one, making them weights, and then beaming it up to this light head via this cable here. It's very, very cumbersome. And I'm surprised that Flashpoint even had these bags, these cheap bags that hold your 600s in them. But the 600s are actually pretty hefty pieces of equipment on their own. Now you got two of them on a stand. That means you have to have a stand that actually works really well with this weight, along with these two weighing them down. It would be best to have a system that had both pegs, two pegs right here, where you can put your Flashpoint 600s and screw them onto it, so this stand could actually get a little bit heavier, therefore giving yourself some kind of weight so your stand doesn't fall down. Because another reason why most people want 1200 watt seconds is to have big modifiers on set. If you have a big modifier, you can feed a lot of soft light to your subject, therefore making most people look better. But with this system, you can't put a bigger modifier on here because it increases the risk of this falling down. And since these are bags here, they don't actually send direct weight to this, especially if it gets to rocking. If it gets to rocking, these bags are going to get to swing, and it's going to increase the chance of it falling down. So not only will this light fall down, but your two Flashpoint 600s will fall down as well. So it becomes a cumbersome process of trying to get this utilized and used on set the best way you can, specifically because it could have so much potential. I mean, despite the lack of power or the loss of power, you can still utilize this as a hair light, like I said, background light, suspend this overhead and have light or a lot more light than usual. But there's also a 600 watt second just extension for your Flashpoint Explorer 600. So you would just have one cord going up to one flash head, and then you could probably just take your Flashpoint Explorer flash tube out and put it in your Flashpoint Explorer extension head. But you got to understand that this product is just more cumbersome than it's worth, and I would not advise anybody to get it, even if you were putting it in the studio, because Godox never made any kind of different system. They really should have made like a peg system that goes either in here, or a clamping system that had two pegs on it that allowed you to mount your, I want to say your spare 600s on the stand. So that's something that you need to look out for if you're actually purchasing this. Another thing that's a side note, since Adorama is hosting all the Flashpoint accessories, and Flashpoint is the sister company or brother company to Godox, meaning Godox is the mother company actually, you got this system being shipped down to Adorama and rebranded. Well, Adorama has to have this in stock along with the flash tube in stock. These are two separate products that are sold differently, and they have different times when they're in stock. And then one, they never are sold together, and they aren't pictured together they aren't pictured together when they sell them to you. So it's a very, very frustrating process of not only getting this system together, but actually purchasing the entire system. This light, this head, and also making sure you have two spare 600s on deck, because essentially you got $100 for the flash tube here, $100 for the flash tube there, so that's $200 in flash tubes, about $400 to $500 for each system. So that's $1,000 there, $200 here, so $1,200, and then you would have the flash head itself with its $300 flash tube, which costs more than just one 1200 watt second light. So that's something to think about. Well, I'm Devin with Century FX Studios, guys. What do you think? Is this something that you are thinking about getting? Do you want the 600 extension head, or do you want the 1200 XP extension head from Flashpoint or Godox, depending on what brand you're getting? But they're both the same brand. Let me know in the comments below, and stay tuned for the next video. I just did not feel like putting this back together. It's just a mess. Like, I gotta put this up, gotta put that up. It's like, it kind of defeated the whole purpose of the Flashpoint Explorer 600 in the first place. I like the fact that it's modular and you can change stuff, but man, it is definitely not worth all that they expect you to go through to get this thing together. I mean, it's lithium ion powered because you want to be wireless, but now you're wired with a higher chance of things falling and breaking. Sounds like a lot to me. With these cheap bags, I wouldn't even put my Flashpoint Explorer 600 on a regular. You expect me to lift up a stand with these two bags on here, or at least have it sitting there for a long extended period of time. These bags, they tend to break at the seams after a while. And if it's going to be sitting there, it's probably going to be sitting there with these bags next to it for the whole time. I don't want to have another bag for another 2 bags. So these 2 bags are just going to be. And to think, they made like these little locking pins for your like these little locking bezels for your Bowens mount, but they didn't make a little clamp that could. I mean, I know that the guy from Sharpen, he had like a Kupo 3-way clamp that went on there, and he bought that, but that was a pretty expensive clamp just for this. And you have to really weigh in how much you're actually going to be using this. Man, I love the fact that you get cheaper alternatives to the main, but it's a lot.